Okay, let's talk about work. If you've ever felt like your job is just a loop of the same tedious digital tasks day in and day out, then this is for you. We're going to introduce you to a really powerful tool that's designed to automate all that boring stuff and, actually give you your time back.
You know that feeling, right? That digital déjà vu. You're clicking the same buttons, you're organizing the same kinds of files, typing the same things into a spreadsheet. It's not just boring. It is a huge drain on your energy and, honestly, your creativity.
I mean, think about it. Picture having to rename hundreds of project files one by one. Ugh. Or maybe you're the one who has to pull data from like a dozen different spreadsheets just to create one single weekly report. It could even be something as simple as trying to sort all your emails into specific folders based on who sent them. These are the little digital chores that just eat up our days.
But what if you could just delegate all of that? Seriously, what if you had a personal assistant who lived right inside your computer, just ready to take on those mind-numbing tasks whatever you asked? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about today.
So let's meet Python. And please, don't let the word coding scare you off. That's not what we're focused on. I want you to think of Python as a simple but really powerful tool. Your perfect digital assistant. You give it instructions and it just carries them out. Flawlessly, every single time.
And here's the best part. The way you give it those instructions. You really don't need to be some kind of computer genius. It is so much less like writing complex, scary code and way more like writing a very specific to-do list for a helper who is super literal but also incredibly fast.
So you might be wondering, what actually makes this digital assistant so good for regular office work? Well, let's break down a few of its key features.
First off, it's just so simple and readable. The instructions you write, they're not some jumbled mess of confusing symbols. They're clean. They actually look a lot like plain English, which makes them easy to write, and, this is just as important, easy to understand when you look at them again later.
Second, you see results instantly. With some other tools out there, it's kind of like writing a letter, putting it in an envelope, and mailing it off before you can see if it worked. Python, it's more like having a direct conversation. You give it a command, it responds immediately, and that makes it absolutely perfect for quickly testing out your ideas and building your little automations piece by piece.
Your new digital assistant is also smart, right out of the box. You don't have to teach it basic concepts like, hey, here's how to handle a list of things, or this is how to organize information in a digital filing cabinet. It just gets it. It already knows how, which means you can get straight to solving your actual problem.
And finally, it comes with this huge library of pre-written instruction books. They're called modules. So, need to work with spreadsheets? There's a module for that. Need to interact with the files on your computer? Yep, there's a module for that too. You almost never have to start from scratch. Your assistant basically shows up on day one with a full toolkit ready to go.
All right, so how does this digital assistant really stack up against other options you might have heard of? Let's take a quick look.
This is where Python really shines. For those everyday office tasks, renaming files, sorting spreadsheets, that kind of thing, it's the perfect skilled assistant. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, you have these massive languages like C++ or Java. Think of those like hiring an entire engineering firm to build a custom factory from the ground up. I mean, sure, they're incredibly powerful, but it's total overkill when all you need to do is organize your digital desk.
And here's a fun little fact for you, just to show you that this tool was designed to be a bit more approachable. The name, Python, it has absolutely nothing to do with snakes. It's actually named after the British comedy troupe Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Okay, so we've got a simple, fast, and smart digital assistant. Let's bring this all together. What does this actually mean for you and your day-to-day work?
It means you can finally stop doing the boring stuff. Seriously, you can teach your new assistant to handle all those repetitive, predictable tasks that take up so much of your brain power. And that frees you up to do the work that, actually requires a human touch.
When you automate the boring stuff, you're free to focus on what really matters. The creative brainstorming, the high-level strategic planning, the complex problem-solving that only you can do. You get to be the architect, and your digital assistant can handle all the busy work.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. If you had a personal digital assistant starting tomorrow, ready and willing to take on any repetitive task you throw at it, what's the very first boring thing you would hand over?